You're live. I'll show you.
Ooh-ee.
That's the level I'm looking for. Oh, hello everyone. How y'all doing? I don't know. I'm asking. You can't really answer because most of you are watching the replay. So, yeah. So other than that, I don't really need to ask you that question. Let me just type in my password and say it out loud.
Yeah, please don't say it out loud.
I know it's like
Big mouthing each of the letters.
it says I'm now live. Turn this down so it doesn't get loud. Anyway, so those that are hopping on, thank you so much for watching. I truly appreciate it. Always do. We have
Sometimes always do.
we have a lot of things going on right now. He's testing audio. If you don't know, are you in the shot? Is the question because I didn't check that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we all are.
We're just kind of sideways.
Okay.
We're a
You're
little
just-
squampus. Yeah.
Because I'm sitting on the
Sitting on
couch
the
because
couch,
our baby hates us. I'm just kidding. She hates sleep.
Which is why we're starting a little bit later than
She
we
hates
usually do. Anyway, so, but anyway, we did our best. But we had a few announcements have been going on this week. Thank you, love. We had the first podcast ever on our show, the show thing, the Natural One podcast. It doesn't have a name other than just that. But that
I
was
don't
pretty
think it
fun.
needs another name.
I don't think so either. I mean, some people have clever names, but that's just what it is. I feel like
It's a thing where we talk about stuff and
it's all podcast.
it's on the internet webs.
Yeah, I need to get it. And by the way, those that are asking, yes, it is going to be on other things, but one thing at a time. I'm writing 7 songs this week, going live, and doing a bunch of other stuff too. So it's busy, but I promise you it will be up, and we'll get that done. But as far as everything else goes, I feel like that's it for announcements. Other than the 7 songs in 7 days, it's going to be monster themed, and I'm writing them every day. I'm not cheating and writing them ahead of time. That being said, if I don't finish tonight, because we are going live, I will write 2 tomorrow, which sounds even harder because I have to make them up on the spot. Anyway, I'll let you know. But for
He's
now,
gonna finish tonight.
I know.
You always do.
But I worry that I won't. But I do. I always finish. I don't let myself sleep until I do. Anyway, all right. Well, we're gonna get started. So last time, if you weren't here, then that would make most of you. So the important thing that happened in this last episode is that we captured a Sawagin. We took it back. Well, that is captured. The lizard folk pretty much just gave them
Delivered
to
them,
us to prove to the people of Saltmarsh and Empire, anyone else who's concerned, that the lizard folk, though very ready to defend themselves if they are provoked or attacked, they are not the aggressors in the situation, but the Sawagin have grown in number and have also been kind of pressuring them and pushing them out of their lands. So that's why they're here. And so your job was to go and find out. They did, and it was super easy, and it was supposed to be a lot more complicated and a lot more potential death, capturing all sorts of things. But you
we were
guys
lucky.
kind of just walk right in the right place.
That's
and
how we do it.
Asked all the right questions.
rolled natural 20s. She rolled natural 1s. I mean, it just there really wasn't any way around it as a DM. It just kind of happened.
The queen lady, not me. I think I only rolled like 2.
I think I had one.
Well, I was rolling 20s and 1s
Yeah.
the most of the night. When Oceanus rolled, it was a 20. When she rolled, it was a 1. Anyway, so that's a little catch up. Is now we're headed back to Saltmarsh.
Oh, me insulted someone who
Yes.
turns out to be the son of the. What's his name? Hold on. I know this.
Say it.
Don't tell
I'm
me.
sure you do.
Thaddeus Bogue, the admiral who paid us
Yes.
for the little scouting thing.
Ma.
You got the fuzzies?
To be fair, he insulted us first.
He did. He insulted you especially.
He was very,
And we made him
cruel.
say sorry.
Saying you're sorry.
Yeah, you really laid it on thick though.
Yeah,
If you remember,
Mm-hmm.
he was very upset, but you intimidated him with a natural 20.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
Like I said, one of the many 20s rolled that night,
Yeah.
and they're all legitimate 20s. I saw them happen. But
Not mine. I
he-
hate them. I'm just kidding.
and on that case, he did roll a natural 1 as well.
Did he? Oh, yeah.
I went back and watched it. And I'm pretty sure that's what happened. It was either
Yeah.
that or it was really low. I'm pretty sure it was a natural 1, and he he dropped to his knees, and then
Yeah.
you told him not to do that, and then I mean you were just messing with him pretty hard.
Yeah.
But he was pretty.
No. He wouldn't. He was like talking over him, and you made him drop to his knees to talk
Yeah.
like face to face
Mhm.
rather than like over him.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was degrading, but especially for his rank. But you're a captain, so I mean
Yeah.
you have a rank as
I had a
well.
rank.
Official captain,
Yeah.
not just a.
We paid for that.
Yeah, you did. You paid
We own the
good
ship.
money. You own the ship.
We
Still
did
can't believe
everything
you own
kind
the
of-
ship.
We did things kind of legal after we stole it.
After we stole it. But it's okay. Everything on it was stolen anyways.
And we stole it from pirates, so
Stealing from thieves isn't really theft.
Well, the ship probably belonged to somebody at some point. Anyway,
Yeah.
so I doubt the pirates were
They
that
probably
ingenuitive to
did.
make a vessel themselves. Anyway, either way, no one knows whose it was. Now it's yours. Anyway, so we have Captain Alston. What was it? Sharkclaw? Some claw.
Dreadclaw.
Dreadclaw.
No.
yeah, I wrote
And
it down.
then we haven't really picked a first mate or second mate. It's just kind of
Yeah.
well, we
I
have the
think we,
bosun.
I think we
but-
talked
First
about
mate,
it.
it's key.
Yeah.
Okay, so Key is officially.
Yeah,
I'm
I
the
remember talking about
quartermaster.
this. Yeah.
Okay, good to know.
Because I have experience in that. So,
With
All right.
quartermasting.
So
Quartermastering.
I'm gonna write that down now. First mate.
I wrote it all down.
I know. I'm just putting it in
Ta-da!
my notes.
Oh, it's even color coded.
Key.
No, I
And
just
then-
like colors.
Bartermaster. Tatiana. Okay. All right. So you You start off exactly where you left off. You just told him that you need to get back to town, and he said, "Okay, we can go, but we have to be very, careful with this one. We don't want to scare the townsfolk and things like that." Anyway, so you start walking back towards the town, and it is, I would say, about 5 in the afternoon towards evening. It's the sun's still in the sky, but
We're
it's
heading
getting pretty
to
low.
the council with our
You walked almost
Salagine and so.
yes, you walked about a day's journey back, and you met him about a quarter of the way. Sorry, 3/4 of the way, and he is now walking you back the rest of the way, which is a very silent, awkward.
What was
We
his
just
name?
kind of like shamed a guy. Now we're walking the same direction as him.
Yeah.
He's
What
on a
was his-
horse, but he feels very low.
I'm on a horse.
What was his name?
His name, he never gave it to you.
We got it at the end when we found out.
No, he
his
said
father.
that he was the son of. My goodness, the son of Admiral Bogue,
Right, and I think he gave us his name.
Rupert.
Rupert Bogue.
Rupert Bogue. And he is a lieutenant in the army, based off of what you see on his various
I don't know how to spell lieutenant.
L.I.
L-I what?
LIU.
L-I-U.
And the rest is exactly how it sounds.
It looks so wrong to me.
Yeah, the U, I know. Anyway, so you see him,
know
and
how to spell it,
he
it's
has his
weird.
just his arraignments, and he's got his little medals, and he dresses not for war at the moment. He's dressed for show. You know what I mean? There's the
Mhm.
military uniform, and then
It's
there's the
impractical.
yeah. I mean, he does have a breastplate, like I mentioned before. It's
Mm.
very shiny. Probably works pretty well, but
Mm.
not as well as probably what he would
Like
wear
it's
on
made
the
out of a
battlefield.
soft metal that
To look
polishes
shiny.
really well.
Yeah. So you're watching him as he's walking, and not walking, he's riding the horse. And he
Yeah.
keeps kind of glancing over his shoulder at everybody. Yes, I saw the word that you were looking for. All right. So as you get close to the town, you're coming in from the southwest, and
So I
so
remember.
so as
Well,
you're
we-
walking
who
up,
he
you're
was.
walking up the coast to the northeast. is where you're headed.
Okay.
You kind of made your way into the place with the scout, and now you've come out. Anyway, so as you're walking towards the city,
Should we put those
you
in?
see some hung bodies in the distance. One catches your eye, and it is Sigurd Snake Eyes, the captain that you had brought in as a bounty. And she's hung and dead.
Ooh, a corpse.
And she has a board tied around her neck that says pirate. And so as you're walking by, Rupert, he says, all pirates get what they deserve, don't they, Captain? And he looks back at you and just kind of winks and continues.
Yes, we're the one who brought this one in.
And then he just immediately quiets down again. He's just like, okay.
She surprised
Oh, it's
herself.
fine. Hello, Bruce. He just, hi. I know. Bruce, I love how you enter a room. It's fantastic. Bruce, by the way, this Rupert guy was this close to being you, but he ended up being a bad guy. It's just the way these guys made it turn out, and I wasn't going to do that to you, man. Not after the corpse that we made you last time.
What do you mean? He lasted a long time.
Didn't we leave him in the town?
Yeah.
We left him in the town with the tree folk.
Yeah, the Golthius tree.
Yeah.
I'm sure that worked out great.
He lasted a while.
He did last a while until he became part of the society of the tree people.
None of that happened on screen.
None of that
fine.
happened on screen.
He's fine.
This was just future. He's still
You made that,
alive. Anyway, in a manner of speaking. Anyway, so you get back into town, and the Sawagin is again. Remember, he's more being led by them now. Like there's two on either side of him. They have a rope, one around his neck here, one around his neck here, and it's pulled on either side of the horse. He's not going anywhere. If he does, they're just gonna, you know. I mean, he could, but he's also manacled. and
Didn't
shackled.
she knock him out? Didn't you knock him out when you were trying to intimidate him? You like
did.
whipped him and knocked him out or
I
something.
did.
Well, since then he's been picked back up. I mean, he's not. That
Yeah,
wasn't
I know. I'm
harmful.
just saying. Like,
But yeah, no,
He's
he's
not-
on like an inch of his life. He's not gonna. He's not in the mood to fight
Yeah.
at the moment.
Yeah.
He's gonna look for an opportunity. He's not stupid. Well, as far as you know. Anyway, but as you start walking into town, the local fishermen coming, home from their day of work, they're just traveling along the road, and then some people just start walking off the side into the grass and headed down the hill off the side just to kind of steer clear of you and your quarry. You have him with you. So you get into town, and as soon as you enter the town, you just hear whispering. Everyone's just like, oh no, what's that right there? And they're like worried about it. And you see Rupert, start going like this as he's passing by. Everything's under control. Everything's under control. Mind your business. And a few people are shutting shutters. The classic, like worried, superstitious,
Throwing buckets of weird stuff on the street.
throwing salt and burning things. Anyway, so you get into town, but you get towards the center where the council room is. That's where you're headed. It's not in session, but word travels pretty quick. I mean, everyone knew you were coming pretty much as soon as you started getting close. Everyone started spreading it around that there's something coming through town. Anyway, the council isn't there. The first one on the scene is Anders. And Anders was one of the ones who was.
That's right, we talked to him, right?
Yeah, he's
talked to
the
Anders.
younger one on the council. He's from what you've gleaned from the townsfolk while you've been there, he's a fisherman. But he's like a very young but very pragmatic and intelligent person. So he's been able to take over a few businesses and make them better. And I mean, at such a young age, he's kind of like the what's that word? Wonderkind. That phrase. Yeah, that is the
30
phrase.
under 30.
Yeah, kind of. Like he's really big,
Yeah.
there. So I mean, they just put him on the council just out of like, this guy knows what he's doing. Let's.
He's cool.
He is. He's a cool guy, and he even has a butler with him. He's just like a manservant that follows him
Fisherman with
around.
his own butler.
Yeah, which is pretty cool. And so, so as you see him, you can see how young he is from a distance. You're like, what's that kid doing here? But then you're like, oh, it's Anders. Basically,
course.
he's a local celebrity. Anyway, he's followed close in tow by his butler Scarin, and Scarin is he's just
Is it
average
scary?
height.
Is he?
He's scaring the children. But anyway, Ada shows up. You remember she's the one that was most outspoken.
Yeah.
That pretty much gave you the quest.
She was kind of acting like the leader.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In that way, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, she is, but I mean, like, more so than anyone else. Anyway, so as soon as you arrive, she's just, she comes up after. Oh my gosh, I just forgot his name. Anders, thank you. I was about to say Alton, or I was like, no, that's really not it. Anyway,
Yeah.
so she comes up and she just stares at you all. She doesn't even say a word. She starts like looking at her guards that came with her, and she's followed by 2 guards. And she nods to them, and then the Imperials, they just are standing there waiting for orders. But that's where you're at.
We've come to take the city. No, I'm just kidding.
I'm sure you would find a way with your 20s and everything. Convince them that you're the king.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen the king? Maybe he's a gnome, Captain.
You don't know.
Okay, so I guess we just present the creature. I can't remember its name.
Salagine.
Say, the lizard folk are indeed preparing for a fight, but not with you.
And you see Ada about to go like this, and then she looks puzzled for a moment. Perhaps
then
we
we-
should bring this inside.
Yes.
Maybe not that thing, but maybe. And as she points at it, its scales on the side of its head like go out and like start moving like this really fast, and it's all pokey and it gets all muscly for a minute and just like
I
just
whip
like
it.
tries to. Okay. It doesn't even take much, and it just stumbles down because it's already wounded, and
I didn't like whip it like with a lot of force, just like
to let it know.
Yeah.
That, yeah. And then Ada says, "Well, you've been busy. I appreciate your efforts on behalf of the town. Please come inside." And she opens the door. She has the key around her neck, and she opens the door. And she opens it very wide and
Let's make
verbose
note
and
of that.
excited.
What's her name?
Ada, E-D-A.
E-D-A.
Ada Oland, Oweland. So she opens the door, and just now you see a couple other people. The guy with the peg leg shows up, and the dwarf that was in the council who represents the mining company. His interests are at stake, so you can tell already. He's like, what, he's like, just like he looked like he was drinking recently. Like he had just gone to the tavern, had a pint, but then downed it really quick because it's like in his beard still. Yeah, like the frothiness is still there. Anyway, so they all just kind of get in, and the manservant, Scarin, is the only servant available at the moment, so he starts lighting the torches of the council, and soon enough it's bright and lit, and he's going around serving everybody. He just some dried fish and things like that. But anyway,
Yummy.
right.
Sounds stinky.
It is. It is pretty stinky.
Yeah.
Anyway, so she's just sitting there, and she goes and sits down first, but she's not like sitting in the chair, almost like hovering in it. You know what I mean? Like she's like wanting to get up and like nervous. She's trying to think, but she can't stop fidgeting. And then she says, "So, start from the beginning. What did you do? How did you get it? I mean, they won't talk to us. We've sent people, and they get chased out. I mean, what did you do?"
We are.
Don't you have that in
No,
your
don't
notes?
eat.
She put
We
it in her
are
notes.
a elite set of people. Wait, what is that? How do you say it?
I have a very special set of skills.
Yes, we are an elite group with a special set of skills.
And then she goes, "Well, there's no doubt in that. I definitely believe you."
Don't put that in
And,
your mouth or your nose. No. You
I
kinda
mean,
would.
Anders speaks up and says, "Well, now I'm very confused. So you
And he's
just
the young one.
yeah." He said,
No.
"So they let you in.
Yep.
I mean, how? How did they let
Well,
you in?"
we let ourselves in.
See, now that I do believe. And he smiles, and Key walks up to him, and he whispers something in his ear, and And Anders just nods his head, and then he goes and sits down next to him, and they start talking in the corner.
He?
Yeah.
Wait, is the other guy an elf?
No.
Why is he talking to him?
That's Elphys.
He's being weird.
Yeah. Gosh, Key.
Meet me in my room later.
Sorry, Mike. Wait, you don't come.
I mean, the
Things
night's just
go-
getting started.
Things go a little crazy.
It's canon. Anything that happens when you're gone is canon. And you have to own up to it. Okay, anyway. So, alright. But for serious. So,
Yeah, you're right.
you're all sitting there and you're all kind of just relaying this information to them. How much are you telling them? Like everything? Are you just leaving out bits? Are you telling them how it's structured? Are you
No.
telling the interior how
I
it
don't
works?
think we should. We're just telling
I'm just
them-
wanting to know what level of
Detail
Detail
the
you're
conversation's
giving to
gonna
them. Yeah, that's important to me.
be.
Just so I can plan
I
things.
would just think that it would be the basics, stuff that they would probably find important, like
The fact that they're not coming to kill them.
the fact that they hold no
Yeah.
ill will and that they just want to basically coexist with them, and but they're concerned about the overall longevity of the island.
Okay. The place where they're at.
Yeah.
Okay. And Anders speaks up before Ada does. She's about to talk, like ask a question. Like you could tell, like the whole time she wanted to interrupt you. Something you said kind of stuck out to her. But Anders says, "Well, okay, that's great. I think that's it then. I think we don't need to know too much more other than the fact that they are not going to attack. That is what we needed to know. And I appreciate you talking to, who was it that you said again that you spoke to that assured this information? I assume it was someone high official.
Oh yeah, it was the leader.
Queen
The leader.
Othokent. Othokent?
You spoke to the queen.
Oh, of course.
They let you snuck in and they still let you
You know
speak
what?
to the queen.
If the details aren't important at this time, but yes, we spoke to her.
She wanted to speak to us.
Yeah.
Oh. Well,
She's
she wanted
heard.
to speak to someone. That's fair. I find that very great. You can see he's very, like, he was part of, you can tell, like, he was definitely someone that tried to do it before and just, like, didn't work out. Anyway,
We're just special.
no doubt.
You're not. I'm just kidding.
You guys are so hostile towards
I
everyone.
know.
Like, everyone. Like, you guys aren't making
I'm
very
not really the same.
Okay.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Oh,
I'm
no.
just
All right.
trying to distract her too. Sorry,
Austin's
guys.
not exactly sociable, so
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
He's kind of an outcast in his own society, so that's kind of how he treats people.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, Key stands
I
up
think
and
we're all kind of outcasts of our society. So
Key stands up and says, "All right, and what has happened with our ship? How did they do?" And Ada's like, "Oh, I can answer that question. They did great. Your ship was attacked, and so was my fishing vessels, and your men fought them off without casualty on either side.
how did the ship fare?
It's a bit damaged, but I'm taking care of those expenses."
Oh, what kind of you?
She says a group of marauders, former slavers, attacked, and they managed to fight them off, or at least scare them away. Or their story's a bit muffled, but the fisherman who owned the ship, the captain, he's treating them down in the tavern. So I mean, you can always go there and find them. Your crew is welcome aboard our land now. We trust them a bit more now that they've risked their life and limb.
What were the marauders after?
You know, it's hard to say. They just come on to people's ships, sneak on them, and try to kill, kidnap, all sorts of manners of subversion. But they attempted to attack the fishing vessel, and then apparently your vessel came in out of the blue and just began to hit every mark and kill them. I rolled for this, and perfect.
All right.
They rolled low, they rolled high. It's just the way it works with you guys for now.
Yeah.
For now. Everything could drastically change, but that's the way it is so far. Anyway,
Okay.
but she says they've been given some money, and they've bought a few things around for the ship for themselves. Very interesting bunch you have there, but then again,
Only the best for the. What's the name of our boat?
I don't know. It used to be Sea Ghost. Did we ever? We never landed on anything.
mm-mm.
Yeah, good job,
We were waiting for Key, but then
Captain.
that might be the captain's someone's job.
Wasn't it like I like what was it, the Raven Mist or something?
Yeah,
That
something
was
like
my
that.
favorite.
Because it was dark. Whatever you end up naming it, but
I have a thing about ravens in my other life.
it's having a bleeding effect.
People, do you want
All right. In real life, you hate birds. Well, she doesn't hate them as much as she's afraid of them, and that's okay.
Oh, Ashley.
Real
does.
life.
Okay.
You're terrified of birds.
Ugh.
All
I
right.
need the cute little fluffy ones. Sorry.
They're just rats with wings.
Exactly. And dinosaurs are actually more closely related to birds.
Yeah.
So, have you seen chicken legs? Their little feet?
Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah, they're dinosaurs.
Yeah, I've eaten them plenty of times.
That's right. You've also eaten the eggs.
You're
Yeah.
upsetting the vegans. I assume there's at least one that watches us. Anyway,
That's a pretty grand assumption.
Yeah.
don't know why. All right. Anyway, so Ada, she, the person that normally is with her manservant, so to speak, except hers is a younger girl. She's about 15.
So her.
You menservant.
But I mean, it's a maid, but like,
Okay.
you know, I meant just a servant. So anyway, manservant, I'm a girl. Sure you are. Anyway, so she shows up and she's hefting a trunk, and she comes in and sets it down on the table quite heavily, and she opens it up and there are 3 bags of gold.
Should be 800.
Yes.
That's a bit redundant. Bags inside of a chest.
Well, it's easier to disperse. I don't ask my lady what happens, and she's like, "That's enough, my dear. You can go." And then she curtsies and walks out of the room, and then she just sits outside. You don't know what she does, but as far as you're concerned, though, you've been paid. You've done an excellent job, and this is her talking about. You've done an excellent job. Please, there's definitely some things that need to be done with this one. And she points at the Sawagin, and she says, our local mage might have some luck of finding out what's in his mind. It might be nothing, but it might be enough for us to find out
And we
something."
took him to show that there was a threat to the lizard folk.
Yes.
Right? That's why we took him?
Physical proof.
Yeah, right?
Mhm.
Okay.
And she says, well, that's, we may find nothing, but at least if we do find something, that you will get some credit, and perhaps stick around. At least within a week's worth of distance. So if we need of you, we can perhaps find a mutual arrangement where we can pay you and you can do some work for us.
Yes. What does the chest or trunk look like? Does it look
It's just an average chest. It doesn't look ornate or anything. It just is used for carrying things.
A simple
take
wooden
it.
chest.
You pick up the chest
Yeah.
and put the sacks of gold in it.
Yeah, I just pick it up.
All right. She fine. Yes. Yes, my dear. I appreciate you very much.
We're gonna need to,
I just look like the brutish thought of like this dragonborn druid just
Picking
picks
it
up the chest and walks away.
like like in that King Arthur when the Roman one, you know which one I'm talking
Yes.
about? Where
Yes.
like Tristan takes the
He was my
the-
favorite.
They take the case and all these things and they're like, okay. That's kind of that kind of idea. Were we gonna go and look at see if they have like a bank or something? Was that something
she
we
did
did?
say-
Didn't
yes.
we take care of some
Did
bank
we
stuff
do that?
already? I
We
feel
did
like
that
Yes,
already, right?
you put some of your belongings in there, which was quite a bit.
Okay.
That's why you did.
That's right. I remember us doing something like should we
A total of 2,500, I believe, for all 3 of you. No. Sorry, 1,250 total. So now with this 800.
Oh, and I did write that bank. No, we had 1,345 gold. and then
Because of the other
800
thing.
gold for the ex-captain.
Yes.
And so this 800 gold.
Oh, I didn't add on the captain. That's right.
Yeah.
Good. Okay.
No, I wrote it all down.
No, thank you very much.
I'm keeping track of it.
Okay.
So now
So
we
you-
have
between
800
you all,
gold.
You have to think
for-
this isn't just gold for you. This is also ship gold and
Yes.
crew. And
So
everything.
we
But
will
yes.
take. I think we should take our this 800 gold with us, and disperse it.
I have 600 on me already.
I think I do too. But I'm saying disperse it among
The crew.
the crew to a point. What is?
Oh, it's going good,
Oh, there
Mark.
he goes.
You tried to seduce one of the council members,
Yeah. Gosh.
The young one.
the young fisherman with
He's-
the manservant.
He's like 20 years old.
Yeah. So.
That's not true. You didn't.
you didn't realize.
He's all like afraid.
But we did agree that it is canon. Whatever happens while you're gone. I'm not a bard. No, you didn't. This is
Not
what
really,
they
not
said. Yeah.
No, this was just us.
We're glad you could join us.
Okay. So.
Oh, by the way, if there's anything that Key would do, type it in the chat.
Okay. So she said.
We just got paid.
She said that if she needs anything from us, maybe we could come up with an arrangement where we kind of help, right? That's all?
Yeah, for
And
now,
that's it.
like, you can tell there's some deep concerns about what's going on with the lizard folk, the Sawagi, but right now they don't know anything. There's no job.
Mm-hmm.
It's essentially, they're like,
Okay.
stay within a week or two distance, so if we need you, we would like to call on you.
Sure. Sounds good.
But the Imperials are standing outside as you walk out with this chest of gold, and they're standing at attention, but then the one, Rupert, by the way, Rupert's the name of the man you all humiliated. As you walk by, he says, keep your noses clean. He's not intimidated at the moment.
I flash my eyes another color and I say you as well
And we're all.
as we walk by.
Alright, are you trying to intimidate him?
I just want him to know that I'm not.
Well, I mean, he sees it.
Yeah.
We're not intimidated by him.
Yeah.
Alright, so
I'm not just a little guy.
as you walk off, and he says, "Come on, then," and he starts walking off, and there you go. Now you are free to go back to your ship, but coming from a brown nosing guard, right? So as you are walking back, where are you headed? Are you headed to your ship? Are you headed to the tavern? Where are you headed?
Is that
There's a
where
couple
our crew
taverns
is?
in town.
Our crew is at the tavern.
They are at a tavern. They didn't say which. However.
Oh. Well, I guess we just going to have to drink to all of them. I mean.
Like a pub crawl. Well, if we're drinking each until we find them. All right.
I found a pattern. We can make them all through the night.
It is. It's about 6:30 by the time you're finished with your affairs over there, and I mean it's getting pretty close to evening.
Apples?
The inns and taverns are coming alive. The people are kind of just about their business. You see people cooking dinner. You smell cooked meats, mostly fish. And
I suggest we find a tavern, preferably something near the rest of the crew.
I mean, because you do have quarters on the ship, so if you chose to sleep there, you could. If you sleep in the town.
Oh, it's nighttime now?
Yes, it's close to. It's close
Alright.
enough where it's like 6:30.
Let's go celebrate with our crew.
Okay, so it doesn't take you too long, but
What's the before we go? What is the average? Like, what should we be paying our crew members?
I have that answer right here. I'm prepared. All right.
No.
There it
can't
is.
have that. Just
The Imperial
color.
fleet, as a general rule, the captain makes 5 gold per day. The first mate, second mate, quartermaster, and navigator get about 6 silver to a gold.
Per day?
Yeah, a gold or 2, depending.
Okay.
Sometimes they're
We're gonna
paid the same as the
say
sailor.
that we get the same as 5 because we're all kind of
okay. So it's like a joint venture type
Yeah.
thing. Okay,
Right.
and
so sailors get paid.
sailors get paid 5 silver a day or 3 gold and 5 silver a week each.
3 gold a week.
Yes.
And we have a crew
3
of
gold a
14,
week?
right?
3 gold and 5 silver each.
We have a crew of 14. Does that include?
You have a crew of
Of
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 16. Because you have another 8 additional crew that you hired since you got to town.
15. 15,
Not including us, right?
not including us. Yeah. 1, 2, 3.
We have Frithoff, Braun, Bora, Cross,
15.
Titch, Jan, Bask. That's 7. And
Plus
then,
8.
oh, that's right.
15.
That's right. I miscounted. I counted one of you.
Yeah.
That's what it was. I'm like, oh no.
Okay. All right.
Okay. Anyway, so that's a decent amount. That's a decent amount.
So we could just keep the chest on the ship to
It's-
pay them with, or if we are like going to other places, we could
That's what I'm
make
thinking.
repairs
That's
with
what I'm
it, or
thinking.
That is if they are sailing. If they're on shore or they're on leave or whatever, no pay.
And then do we give them like a percentage of like anything that maybe we find, or is that
That's
just up
something
to
you can
us?
work out with them.
Okay.
That raises morale.
Okay.
If
we'll
you share,
talk
if
about
you
that.
don't share and they know about it,
Okay.
that has some complications as well. Think of it like normal life. Sailors are going to be just as honest as they need to be.
Well, I
they're
think
people.
We should treat them to
But if you
some drinks.
But it's like the whole like
And-
abundance thing. If you give them abundance, you can expect loyalty. But also, if you skimp and give them just the bare minimum or nothing, then obviously there's going to be a problem.
Alright.
I roll for the sanity of the crew as a whole. There's some variables that I throw in there, but as a whole, right now it's pretty good. They've
Alright.
run successful a mission and that you sent them
Oh
on.
no! Dropped
You didn't
off my
ask them
pencil.
about it,
and
but
they already got paid for it.
yeah, you
They
didn't
got
ask them
paid
at all,
for
but
it.
they're just like, go do it, and they just were like, all right. he said to do that, okay, you know, like it wasn't discussed. It was just
Uh-huh.
like someone came to them and said, hey, you're protecting this ship, and they're just like, yes, we
Okay.
are.
See, no, we sent Doric.
So we do have a crew of 16.
That's
We
right.
sent Doric to go with them.
Doric. That's right. That's what I was missing. I was like, no, there's 16. Maybe I counted one year. Okay,
Doric.
Doric.
Okay.
Yeah, Doric went with them. Okay, yeah, you're right. Okay. Anyway, so you have no idea where they are. There's 3 taverns,
Okay.
but you hear a lot of singing from a few of them. So I mean, it's really hard to pick.
And are they
Some are some nicer ones.
fairly close together?
Close enough that I mean you can hear it throughout the town as it's getting darker.
I think we'd probably want to find a somewhat nicer one to stay in, but we could visit the crew that are in the other ones and buy them drinks for the night.
Good job.
Yeah.
Good show. Good show.
Now you stay in this cruddy tavern and we'll go stay in the nice one.
All right, so it doesn't take you too long, but let me find the exact thing. I believe that's what it's called. Yeah, you see it. Yeah. I need to highlight things, is what I need to do.
But it's all important.
There it is. Okay, yep, I'm right. All right, so as you're walking, you definitely find the shadiest one. It's not as nice as the other ones. It's towards the harbor area. So it's partially supported by stilts driven into the harbor waters. It's very rickety. It's purportedly a haven for smugglers, mercenaries, assassins, and pirates. Just by the look of it, you could just tell the seediness of this place. I mean, smugglers work here regularly.
People brandishing knives and golden teeth.
This is where our crew is?
Yeah, that seems to be where they're at. You do see a couple of your men out front that are totally just in the horse trough, just like not like bathing, but like asleep in the horse trough, like sitting down in it, just slumped down.
They don't need drinks.
They're good. That's just 2 of your new guys that you hired from this tavern.
Okay.
So I mean, it's like they were locals anyway. I mean, who knows what they've ever done before. But anyway, the owner, as you walk in, walks out. He sees you and he's just like, "You guys look normal. Come on in." He's like, "My name's Kreb. Any questions, concerns, ask someone else. But if you have a need for a drink, I'm willing to do that."
What's his name?
Kreb?
Kreb. Kreb.
E.B.
Kreb.
And what's the name of this tavern?
The Empty Net. I didn't make that up. I know it looked like I made that up, but it's right there. The empty latrine. No, it's the Empty Net. You see behind him, you couldn't see from the door the way he was walking in. The reason why he came out to meet you is because he's dragging someone out, and he throws them out the door. He's a big guy, you know, he just tosses the guy out. This skinny, very, like, pale-looking man that's very dirty. You recognize him as your cook. His name is Cross.
Oh, it's our cook.
What has he done?
You ask him that.
Has he been behaving himself? No?
No one in here behaves themselves, but I just toss them out when they're done. I don't need bodies in there if they're not going to be purchasing anything.
Okay. Is there like any buckets of water laying around?
He looks over and says, you could dump them in there with those two, but it didn't do them much good. Many men have died in those troughs. I have some of the strongest stuff in all of Ghost Marsh.
Ghost Marsh.
Saltmarsh.
I'm like, wait, what?
Ghost of Saltmarsh.
Yeah.
Ghost Marsh.
I was like, whoa. I'm sorry, what? No one told me.
That was my old town. Anyway, no, he's a very interesting
Do you have
guy.
like something that can? They'll sleep it off. Just throw him in the mud. Just throw him on the ground. He'll wake up.
He's like, they always
Totally
do,
fine.
or they don't. But then I don't have to deal with that, do I?
Nope.
No one died on my property, and so he says, "Come in. I'm sure you need a drink. Where are you from? I haven't seen you here before."
We are an elite group.
This is like your answer from everything.
We're from the north.
The
The north, you say? So towards the Empire grounds.
Yes.
This is Alex. This is the beginning of
Close.
several. We're doing.
We're like
Goes
6
to
or 7
Saltmarsh.
episodes in.
Yeah, so you're not missing anything. They just got paid for a mission, and they're back. It's a quest. So now they're
Yeah.
back, and they're
So
in between jobs,
I
so to
think-
speak.
I think we should just say hello to our crew and say we heard you did some good things. Let's find our bosun, Fritoff.
So how much do you tell Kreb? You just tell him that because you said you're an elite, but what do you really say to him? Because he asked.
We're from the north. We're doing some special things for the town.
But before he lets you in, he kind of leans forward. He's a big guy. Like imagine like he has like this apron on. It's like covered in grease.
Is he
and
bigger
grime.
than me?
Yes. He's like 6'4".
What? I'm a dragonborn.
I don't.
This
say
is
that
Kreb?
well. Yeah, Kreb.
What are you
And,
talking about?
He's
I'm-
got this like big
Oh, I'm
like
only
burly
6 foot.
mustache. He's shaved right here, but his mutton chops are unruly.
I'm only 6.
And he steps.
I
As
guess
he's,
I'm a petite one.
he's like, "Oh, you're from the north. From the north. Wait, before you come in, Empire."
Insight. Does he like the Empire?
Roll for it.
That's a 1.
You think he's pretty much loves it. Like you're guessing from the way he's talking about it. You're not sure with humans too much of how they react to things.
Instead I'm gonna turn to humor. It's whoever pays the best.
Yeah.
Nice save. And so he looks at you and goes, I respect that. I do. Come on in. Just keep the Imperial talk down. Most people in here don't much care.
You're the one who brought him
yes.
up.
Fair. Come on in. First one's on me. After that, you pay double. So no, it's not free. Anyway, so you come on in, and you see your people. You see them in there. There's a brawl going on between a couple of them. You see the first mate of yours. Not first mate. The bosun, Fritoff. He's drunk out of his mind. Jan and Bisk are quietly eating mutton over in the corner. Bron and
Those are the
Bora.
lizard folk.
Yeah,
They're
Bron and
snacks.
Bora are having a friendly chat over a pint.
Okay.
And
Does Bora look okay? He's our surgeon, so I just want to make sure he's okay.
none of them are quite okay. He's definitely not in the ability to perform at the moment.
Okay. Just want to
Um,
make sure that no one's like
In any
drinking
aspect,
themselves
he's
to
just
death.
pretty. No, he of them, he's the most refined.
Maybe we
He's
should.
not from here.
Maybe
In fact,
we
he looks
should-
like a gentleman, like a noble,
Yeah.
but just kind of here. He
And
wears
he
wears
was-
like an ascot,
and he
but
was
it
like-
doesn't like fit the jacket he stole or something.
So he came with the boat, right?
Yes, he did.
Okay. Alright.
But the rest, who you can assume are yours, it's pretty dark, and there's a few locals, but they're singing sea shanties mostly, just kind of having a good time. They look genuinely happy. There's a crummy-looking fiddle played by Lemick. He's one of your halfling sailors. There's two halflings.
One of our new.
Yeah. His name's Lemick. He's got a fiddle. You didn't know that, but he's playing a tune, and it's very like, but it fits the tone, so everyone's just like, "Yay, this is great."
We're
But-
really desperate.
So so they've been paid, and in Frithoff's pocket, so as you walk up, Key walks up, puts his hand in Frithoff's pocket. He finds that they were paid more than was agreed upon. He had a big amount of gold in his pocket, about 175, if just by the looks of it. And then you see like a promissory note, like a deal of service type, like write off with Ada's handwriting. You see her signature, how you know it's her handwriting. But they are just there, just having a good time. There's a couple that are pretty good, but Frithoff is not. Your bosun is not in the.
Was it our whole crew then that was involved?
Yeah, your whole crew went.
All right, I'll decide how much we want to give them.
And Doric is sitting there eating a meal, and you walk in and he goes, "Oi, well, I've missed you. How's everything going over there?" He's just like, he's like, "Sorry, I've been food in my mouth. How can I have how is everyone tonight? It's good."
How did it go?
Great, when you put me in charge, I was thinking it's probably not good you put me in charge, but I tell you something, we fought them off, we fought them hard, and we won. I mean, look, I got a scar, it's nice, it's pretty. All the girls are going to be like, how'd you get that scar? I'm going to say, I fought a guy and you won.
So who did you fight?
He was a big guy, actually he was pretty small, but he was standing on a box, so I thought he was pretty big, but I chopped the box and he fell off and got skewered on it, and it looked like I did it.
Did he come from a ship or?
Yeah, there was a bit of a little skiff that came up out of nowhere and started throwing stuff at us. Bombs and the sort.
They say what they wanted.
It seemed like he wanted to kill us, so he'd start stabbing people, but the problem
I
is...
don't know if this is Doric's voice.
No, it's always been his voice. He's a very specific person. He's like bad Cockney, but like with a very like wolfy. That's what he's always been. Always will be. It's canon.
Okay. All right.
It is.
Sorry.
But anyway, so along with the
All
Empire.
right. Did anyone perform especially well?
Well, yes, the two, what you call them, the guys with the tongues, they just slaughtered them. They just killed them left and right.
All right, Jan and Bisk.
Yes, they're over there, those two lizards.
The lizard folk. Yeah. Okay.
The ones that don't look like us.
Yeah. A very astute observation, Doric.
There is one particular one that stood out. We didn't know what he was. He's always wore a hood and a mask. He's a bit mysterious when we hired him, but he seems to be some kind of dark elf. I mean, he's got darker skin and white hair, and he's
What's his name?
I don't know, but it starts with an N.
Where is he?
That's a good question. Most of the time we never see him. He just kind of popped out of nowhere. We forgot we hired him.
He's in the crew?
Yeah.
You hired a dark elf, you didn't tell anyone?
Well, I thought it was much of a problem. He said you need a crew, and he volunteered.
Don't you know anything about dark elves?
Not a bit, but I imagine they just have darker skin. I don't look at skin colour.
Okay, well. Let's not ask him to do things in the future.
Okay.
He
Doric.
protected your ship,
That's true.
and he may or may not have killed a smaller halfling type person, from what you gathered from this conversation.
Yeah.
But in this moment, you see a couple. There's a dragonborn named Petra, and she comes up and says, "It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance." And she comes up and does like a hand signal, and then puts her hand, like her nails across here on the top of your. It's like a greeting that she does. And
Is it something that I know?
dragonborn,
Oh.
traditional dragonborn would do.
I'm a little like taken aback because it's been a really long time.
And she notices that. It's like when you do a handshake with someone that was ready to give you a high five. Like that level of like, right. And she said, "Forgive me, it's I should have just assumed that you'd been out of it for a while.
How do you know that?
Well, just by the way you walk, it's not like other dragon folk that I know."
Make a lot of assumptions here.
Well, that's my job. Is I'm the scout.
Oh, your job is to make
The crow's
assumptions.
nest is where I reside.
You know, scouts usually, base things on like fact, not assumptions.
Have you been around dragon folk recently? The dragonborn? My mind's exactly. That's what I thought.
All right.
And she says,
Good work, Petra.
and she's like,
Her name
yeah,
Petra.
Petra. She's like, "I do my job," and she's like, "I'll let you go. I just if you
I was just testing you.
Of course.
How did you fare in the battle?
I bit one and burned another, but that's not important. He's dead.
You bit one and burned the other?
Yes,
So
it was at
two.
the same time. Yes.
Ah, okay. I think I should like make a tally on who's like our best fighters here.
Yeah, she's a red one, and so she does fire.
Oh. Okay. Here we
Useful
go.
to have on a ship.
Yeah.
Ship battle, someone that can breathe fire is pretty nice.
Hopefully she doesn't have one of those tempers.
I'll deal with her.
True.
Thanks.
Anyway,
Hmm.
so your crew is pretty sloshed, but they're doing their business. So what are you doing now that you've kind of caught up with the crew? You can catch up more with them. You can do whatever you want. Tonight is yours.
I think we should.
Long live the Empire.
What time is it? Is it bedtime? We probably should go. We're
Probably
really tired.
7:20, give or take.
Austin's a little bit suspicious, or maybe just a little bit upset that his crew was paid more without his knowing.
Okay.
Did somebody ask him to do something under the table that he wasn't aware of, or
Right.
that kind of a thing? So that's kind of where.
How much were they agreed?
His
How
head's
much
at.
were they going to pay them? I don't have that written down.
You were just paying you. I mean, there was just a little bit for them.
I think we asked them their daily wage to be
That's
paid.
yeah, but they
Yeah.
got paid well over that.
Yeah,
Like-
way over. Yeah.
Like maybe 2 or 3 weeks.
Which leads to situations where the entire crew gets totally drunk off their butts.
Which is what happened. just now.
Yeah.
But we have the full amount of gold, and from
they
got-
overpaid.
Yeah. So,
So
okay.
so Austin's kind of thinking like, what did you ask them to do under the table that I'm not aware of?
So I think maybe we'll have
which
to
might not be
question-
the case, but that's
No, I think that's a very
So
good
how
point.
come the money was given to our to Frithoff
Who
instead
are you
of Doric?
talking to, Doric? Oh.
To Alston.
what's that?
How come the money was given to Frithoff rather than Doric, who we left in charge?
Well, Bosun kind of handles the day to day.
I mean, I guess we'll have to like question both of them
Yeah,
when
I-
they're sober.
I feel that Doric's more of a babysitter, possibly.
Yeah, we'll have to question them and see
Yeah.
why they got paid so much. What was the explanation that he gave?
Yeah.
But until then, I think we shouldn't worry about it and we should just go to bed. I'm tired. Okay.
Sure, we have not slept, have we?
No. She's just pushing my hand away. You have stickers
Nice.
all over you.
Go away,
She's just throwing them out, like onto the couch and onto me, and then. Ugh.
That sound, oh no.
Oh, don't do that! Stop it! Ah.
Those sounds
Oh.
that just like irk you. Alright,
Ah.
and so you're looking for a place to sleep?
Probably not this tavern.
No. Where's the nicest tavern?
Who are you asking?
Oh, sorry, the one guy. What's his name? Kreb.
Kreb. Well, you walk up to Crab and he's like, "What is it? Oh, sorry. Sorry, I thought you were someone else trying to get another drink." Yes.
I don't want to stay here. No offense.
I do not blame you.
It's not your establishment. It's
No,
our,
it is. It's my
our
establishment.
it's our crew.
No,
We don't
it's-
really like them. Just kidding. We do. We like them a lot. We don't.
Well,
really
they
know
pay
them.
well, so I'm liking them a lot. They've made great
Okay.
leaps
And
and
they're
bounds
noisy.
to making the night better.
Um,
He's all smiles, just rotted teeth smiles.
our Captain Alston Dreadclaw.
And you start looking around, and he looks down.
He has
Double
requested.
takes.
I wink at Alston that the crew be cut off now. Please do not give them any more liquor. You may take some of their money, but just water it down, please.
Are you captain of the land as well as the sea?
Always.
Of course.
No,
He-
captain of
he
the
looks
ship.
at you, and he says, "Fine." And there is one barmaid who just looks totally miserable, and she just like worked long hours already. I mean, it's like an establishment that probably never stops. And he says, "Darling, please don't serve him any more food, or no more drinks or anything." And she just looks and says,
Maybe,
"Fine by me."
yeah. Just give them water. Keep them hydrated.
If they want water, they can go soak their heads.
And
Sounds good.
I say, look, I don't want you to lose out on any business that these poor bastards would have given to you.
That's why I said take their money. Just don't give them
yeah.
alcohol.
Take their money, don't give them the alcohol, make them think it's the alcohol, that's fine.
Water down.
Yes, I have just the water
That's
down. I mean,
fine.
yes.
Is this what you've been serving them the whole time?
No, they are definitely drunk, but we definitely have this stuff for the nobles that don't want to get drunk,
Yeah.
that just want that little
Okay.
bit of something. We
I
can
mean,
give them the weak
Please
stuff.
don't swindle them out of all of their money because I don't want to deal with that. We don't want to deal with that.
The fact that you want me to take the money at all is very curious, and I will talk to you in the future about possibly some jobs that I need done.
Oh,
But as far as
I think we're gonna have to say call my agent. We'll have our people call your people.
what's the name of your ship? How do I reach
Um,
you? This is a real question.
guys, quick! What's the name of our ship? First person. Just kidding. That's not a good idea.
This is never a
That is
good
not a
idea.
good idea.
Never ask the chat to be the first person that says it.
Right? Somebody was suggesting the midget before, and it's not gonna go over well.
No.
And I say
think
no to
it
that
should
just
be.
because of the.
Wasn't it like the Raven Mist? Wasn't that the one that we liked the best?
Yeah.
I have no say.
Here, I'm gonna make I'm gonna do a name generator.
There's a fantasy name generator. I use them all. They're fantastic.
The sea
The sea
ghost.
ghost.
Let's see.
I think you found the same name.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Ooh, how about this one? Captain's Deceit.
I'm captain of the captain's deceit. Welcome aboard.
The Lust of the Killer.
Sounds just like a really bad romance
The
novel.
Scurvy Serpent of the West.
Also a
these
bad
are-
romance novel.
These are horrible. These are like really.
And this is the
I'm
rest
not
of
making them up,
This
guys.
is the rest of the episode.
50 Shades of Scurvy Serpent.
Here's one. Pirate's Executioner. It's a pirate ship. But we are kind of privateers.
And we
But-
did get a pirate executed.
That's true. The Horrid Hangman. The horror of the hangman. Guys. Captain's Insanity. Killer's Mermaid.
Hold on,
What
let me
are
get the
these?
table. There's one in the bag. Let me get it for you. It is good. I don't know I'm talking like this. A barnacled serpent. I got that once.
Also a bad romance novel.
Okay.
Oh, one of the best phrases of the night unintentionally. Golly.
Impolite Ranger. The Pirate's Strumpet.
Oh my gosh, really?
This is like the
What are
Captain's
these?
Scream. Like, this usually has good names, but like this one is horrible.
Where in the
This
world
is really
did it go?
bad. Guys, we need help. What should we name it?
I think I'm close. Hold on.
Um,
Sapping snow? What?
These are really horrible.
Ghost fog? I'm close. I'm very close. Anyway, that's
The
fine.
mermaid's wolf? Like, what? And
They're putting like words together. That's
I
really all they're
know.
doing. There's no.
Calypso's compass. Devil's rage.
This is important, by the way. We can't continue. It's like when you reach a point in a video game where it's like,
Yeah.
what's the name of your ship? And like you're sitting there at that menu for like ever, just staring at the
Mhm.
screen, not wanting to name it something horrible and be like stuck with that ship
What?
name.
The lustful knave.
The lustful knave.
Yeah.
Well, that's kind of that's redundant.
The wandering
because
howl.
ominous pirate ship names. These are real pirate ships. I don't want that.
I can't find it.
I think we should just go with
We sh-
the deceitful shark. Guys,
Sounds
those are like this
awesome.
is what we're getting.
Yeah.
Seas thunder.
Or
the
just
Berkeley
use,
Castle.
just use your mind.
Thunder.
You don't have to. You don't have to do anything. Like
I
that.
don't have a mind right now.
Just call it the Raven.
Okay, the Raven. There we
Like
go.
if you're like halfway there, just call it that.
The pirate.
I like the
raven.
Raven's Mist. The Raven
Then
Mist.
call it that.
Yep.
Do
The
that.
Raven Mist. That's the name of our ship.
The Raven Mist. All right, sounds good.
Salty dogs.
And that's the name of our crew.
Which is like any pirate crew
Right.
they're referred to as. Anyway, thank you
No,
for that
but
little foray into
it's their
the
name, though.
creative process of mostly
sorry,
just tired
sorry
people.
everybody.
All right,
Those name generators, they just
they can
not-
be great or
helpful.
horrible depending on what you're looking at.
Not helpful.
All right, so now
but
what are
good
you doing?
for a laugh.
You said you're looking for a room.
Yes, we're looking for a nice place to sleep.
Well, I mean, it's as nice as it's gonna get. There is a place called the Snapping Line. You can head down that way. You can't miss it. It's basically looks like a ship.
The snapping line.
A snapping line.
Hmm.
It's a tavern that's built from the planks of the hulls of a half dozen decommissioned fishing ships. It's
This is a nice establishment.
nicest you're gonna get this hour.
Okay.
Most rooms have already been rented, unfortunately, by the Empire. They requisitioned, so to speak. They don't want to stay here.
Oh, why not? It's such a lovely establishment.
I make it very uncomfortable for them. early mornings.
So you don't like the visitors here?
I never said that.
Just observing.
We'll observe not so close to me next time. And
Touchy.
a bit.
What are you doing? Oh, okay.
So, do you head to this tavern? I assume?
Heck yeah, we
You're
do.
in this inn, so to speak.
We
So-
are going to sleep.
All right. So
Eat a big meal.
you get there, and it's not even. I mean, it's busy, and there is a like actual professional bar there, and it's smells of fish.
Everything smells
But-
like fish here.
That being said, it's very nautical themed. It's nice. You
Aw.
can smell some chowder being cooked. It's a very pleasant
Sounds
aroma.
delicious.
There's actually like flowers on some of the tables. They're old, but there was an attempt, and it's not like you can afford fresh flowers every day. That's expensive.
Mina's very aggressive coloring over here. She's all.
She's like, she shouldn't be awake. She should be sleeping. You can see it on her face that I'm just barely awake.
She's the most stubborn little thing. She will just.
Did
you
you
drop
drop it?
something?
Here, I'll take that one. You go grab those pencils. Go grab it. Go grab it.
All right, so you get there, and yes, hold on. It's run by a young woman named Hannah. She's a female human. But as you walk in, you also smell that it's a lobster chowder.
Hello. What is that smell?
And she's like, "Are you okay? Why did you gasp?"
I'm hungry. And
Do,
it
do
smells
all
so
do
delightful.
your kind do that? Because I just need to be. I'm a bit skittish when loud things happen.
All my kind? What are you talking about?
You're Dragonborn. I'm talking about your race.
Oh. But okay.
What do you mean, you people?
I mean, you people.
I
You
don't
startled
know.
her. You came in and just went.
I was excited about your food. It smells good. I mean, because we could always go somewhere else and spend our money, but
We need food and rooms. Send us drinks.
How many and where? Who are you? You just walked in here and started insulting
we are a
me.
living group with a special set of skills.
She's like, wow.
We need a name.
Just come up with a crew name.
The
That's the
salty
next
dogs.
We're the salty dogs of the Raven Mist.
I feel like it should probably correlate between the two, but
Oh.
I mean,
Wait, is that how it works?
right. Anyway, so
No.
We're the Blackbeaks
the Blackbeaks.
of the Raven's Mist.
That's not bad. That's not bad. You can't be the Ravenclaws.
Why not?
Dreadclaw, Raven Mist.
Why can't we be
Sure.
the
The
Ravenclaw?
Ravenclaws. All right. So
I'm a Ravenclaw.
I'm Captain Dreadclaw of the Raven Mist. We need rooms and food.
okay, that's fine. And how many? How many rooms?
3.
Yeah, I can kick that one out. Okay, yeah, 3.
Alert.
The question is, did it also?
Yeah.
Hold up. Let me just double check. It's probably
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah, it interrupted.
Yeah. By the way.
So we had a weird little thing if anyone's on.
Is it going?
It's refreshing. There
Yeah.
we go.
Yep.
Okay.
Sorry, we got a alert on all of our phones, and since we record on the phone, it did that as well. Anyway, you didn't miss anything. I was just about to mention chowder again. So she brings up a couple bowls of chowder to each room, and they're not like, it's not like each individual person gets a bowl. It's like these large like basins, almost like you'd wash your
One
face
for
in.
each of us, right?
She also makes a.
I could take a bath in it.
Also, the spirit that she brings up to you, the drink, like this bottle, you open it up and it pops. It's just like a really, but also immediately you get the smell. But it's not totally unpleasant, just bizarre.
What is this?
As Key takes a little bit of a drink from it, he doesn't drink much, but he drinks a little bit. It's definitely made of some kind of lobster meat and potatoes. It's called claw wine.
Wait. The wine is made out of lobster
And
and
potatoes.
potatoes.
I guess lobster is kind of sweet.
It's not bad. It's kind of like a very savory.
So it's like a lobster
Do I
vodka.
like it?
Roll Constitution saving throw.
Is that this?
I mean, you take a big drink of it to check.
I don't like it.
So high was you don't like it? You rolled a 17.
No, I rolled a 3.
Oh, okay.
I don't like
I
it.
mean, it doesn't sit well with you. So it just that's more than anything.
Do I like it?
Is that what we're doing?
Why not?
Sure. All right.
Do I like it?
Does Doric
Sorry,
come
guys.
with you, by the way, or does he?
No, he's drunk out of his mind.
I'm not okay.
I don't want to deal with him tonight.
All right.
What are
So
you doing?
you get into your rooms,
Oh,
and though
we
they
have
do all smell like fish,
No.
it's not the most horrible thing. But the rooms are comfortable. The
Here.
beds
We're
are.
right by a fisherman's dock.
Yeah. It's just the way
Nothing's
it is.
not gonna smell like fish.
You feel like your clothes will smell like it for at least a week.
Yeah.
Well, we are on the sea, so it doesn't matter. We
Right.
always smell like
But
fish.
I mean, it's pretty strong. It's like they never scrub the planks clean before they repurpose them.
Everything's covered in fish scales and guts.
In it like washed off, but not like
Yeah.
scrubbed. Anyway, but the beds are soft and very comfortable, and you definitely can find yourself just wanting to sleep because you spent
Fantastic.
the night essentially spying.
Oh.
Spying,
Really?
and then you never
Yeah.
really slept. You just
No.
walked.
Mm.
So
I'm out the minute
I
my
feel like
head
we
hits
maybe
the
took a short rest before.
there was a
but
short
it
rest, but it wasn't.
What?
It was like an hour.
We have to stop this. What do you need? What can we help you with?
You can't have a dice. You are little, and you eat them, and you're not supposed to.
But you can play with the pencils. She's
Okay,
like,
you
well,
want me to color?
oh, okay. Anyway, so I just didn't want to continue trying to talk over. We already did that in the podcast. It wasn't too bad actually.
Yeah, it didn't show up
It-
too.
it was
too
alright.
bad, yeah.
Anyway, so that's where we're
They're
at.
just
and
loud.
we, unless you do anything
Just
else,
really
what
bad
else are you
kids.
doing tonight?
I love you. Just sleeping.
What do your
Sleep.
characters do? What's your routine?
Right
have your
now,
own
I'm
place?
so tired. It doesn't even. What?
You have your own room.
Yeah. Heck yeah. I'm a girl. You want some milk? Okay, go get it. It's right there.
She just has to announce it.
Okay, go. Go get the milk. It's right there.
She grunts.
She's grumpy. She's so tired.
Um,
Yeah.
So
I
what are
suppose
you,
I have a moment. I'm curious about that little wand deal that
That
was in
seeing stone
chest.
type
Yeah,
Okay.
I want to know more about it. Well,
Oh,
I just
that's
kind of
right.
want to look through it again, just
Okay.
out of curiosity.
All right. So you open up that long, holding box that it was in. It's like long and flat. You open it up, and I mean, as soon as you see it, you just get that same feeling. You're just like, this is such a strange, foreign-looking item. I
Uh-huh.
mean, you've never seen anything quite like it from last time. I want you to roll an Arcana check or History check, depending on what you are trying to discern from it.
Well, I already know it's like magical in nature.
Just drinking your hair.
Your hair.
Or are you just trying to investigate it more? Like,
Yeah, it seemed to be tied to a presence, and I kind of want to see if I can maybe suss that out a little bit more.
okay,
Does that make sense?
yeah.
6.
So in doing so, you look right through it. I mean, you just looking at it, trying to, and I don't know if you forget or you just kind of instinctively want to look through.
Uh-huh.
And as soon as you hold it up to your eye, you don't see anything. You know how last time you saw like gangly creatures or something, very, very strange.
Yeah.
This time you're not seeing anything, but it's just very murky and strange. It takes you a couple minutes of just really studying it some more until you're looking at your hand, looking at different things under the light of different like candlelight, under like a torch. I mean, you're just trying everything that you can think of. But all you manage to find out is you see as you're looking at the floor, like feet walk by, but then there's no one in your room. But it's very unnerving. I mean, it's just like it clearly has some kind of connection with some other plane.
Yeah.
Beings that are here but aren't here.
Yeah.
Maybe not necessarily trying to hurt you.
Do
but
I have? I mean, maybe it's normal knowledge in this world. I don't know, but do I have knowledge of extraplanar stuff?
You've heard of them.
Okay.
You've read some books. I mean, you did have some studies.
Yeah.
But
I guess
mean,
being an acolyte.
that's what I mean. You
Yeah.
had some abilities to read in some libraries.
Yeah.
To be an acolyte, you had to be somewhat religious, or at least be part of a group that was religious. So you managed to glean that there's different realms. One of them that kind of stands out to you that is feared is Shadowfell. That just kind of has that like dark vibe that like this you're getting from reading this, like looking at it.
So I feel like there might be a connection.
Yes, but it's nothing certain. I mean, you can always try other things with it, but that's what you get from that particular check.
Okay. That's all I really wanted to do.
Okay. And what are you
Nope,
doing
just
tonight?
going to sleep.
Just going to sleep. She lays down and she sleeps.
Like the minute I hit, lay on the bed.
It's so
It's been-
comfortable.
It's been 2 days.
Like you haven't had a good bed in a long time.
That's what I'm gonna do.
Even
as
though
soon as
it
we're done.
kind of smells, it feels so good to lay down. And
it doesn't bother me.
you hear
Oh,
Key
you're
like through the
welcome.
wall, just like ugh. He just lays down in bed. And the night passes without incident.
Probably.
Yeah.
I hope so.
I just rolled just to make you guys like But anyway, passes without incident, and in the morning, you are brought More chowder. But also some bread.
Everything's made out of lobsters, isn't it?
She's a lobster family owned. She's not a lobster family.
She's lobster family owned.
She's just a coat and a fedora. There's lobsters in it. That's much better. I like that a lot more.
But then, if she's a lobster, she's making the lobster.
A rival gang. She's cooking them up as a warning. Anyway, no, but for
No,
for
please don't
serious.
pour all over my
She
book.
no, she doesn't. You don't see her down there. She's clearly
No.
she's out
Put it on
working
the
or
paper.
something. But
That's
she has a
fine.
couple former dock hands that are like security and that are also somewhat working for her.
Great, we're gone.
All right, you're gone. You're gone.
Didn't there?
I suggest we pay before we leave.
Well, don't we do that beforehand?
You didn't pay her yet.
Oh, whatever.
Nobody asked for
We-
money.
We pay her then.
What I mean, the way she. So as soon as you come downstairs, there's a couple dock hands that are like strong arming you, just like. All right, so you can pay up front if you'd like to do that now, or if you want to eat breakfast, we can just add that to the bill.
But we already got the chowder.
That was like a morning snack. There's other food here too. It was left over from last night.
What's for breakfast?
Believe it or not,
Chowder?
it's not chowder.
Oh.
They're these biscuits that have lobsters baked into them.
No, thank you.
I don't think I need more lobster.
Yeah.
Anyone, did you need another bottle of claw wine?
No, we're good. Thank you. Here's your money. How much for the room?
For all three of you, room, board, and food, that would be a total of 1 gold for all of you together.
Here you go.
Alright, so minus 1 gold from the entire party, because it's not per person. It was not expensive, it just,
Oh, I just went for the entire party?
yeah.
All right.
This is the food and board. It's like 3
$7.99.
silver to sleep in a place and get food is like another silver too. So I mean,
Yeah.
they overcharged you because you took a space. You know.
Whatever.
Anyway, so
We're in the money.
all right. On that note, there are a couple shops. There's a couple tailors in town. There's a few things, odds and ends, supplies, all
Right.
sorts of things. There's a market.
I think we could do that later.
Yeah.
I'm just letting you know that
Wasn't
is
there?
Yes.
Sorry. Wasn't there a
Well, as you exit,
a board?
that's actually what I was just about to say. As you exit, you do see it by the council. I mean,
Like
it's
a
right across
jobs
the.
or something?
Yeah,
we
I
could
mean,
do?
there's definitely a board that has
No.
a whole slew of people, including Crab and other people, that need various jobs done. You know, like the typical go into a house,
Poster board.
kill the rats for me, like a Morrowind type thing. You know, like to the more extreme that are like, you know, my ship sunk at the bottom of the sea, go find it type thing. And some of them are just ridiculous. There's a couple that are more ornate, that look more official, like maybe the town, the council. There's little stamps and things. But there's one in particular, just like super like well written with like calligraphy. It's almost
Let's
hard
do
to
that
read.
one. They're gonna pay the most.
If they can hire somebody to do that.
What does it say?
It's funny you asked. Let me find that one. It literally says,
We'll pay
Pays-
the most.
pays well, need help, come to the snapping line, and ask for the half-orc Verteg. Urgent. Do not come if you cannot fight. Don't waste your
Wait, isn't that where our crew was?
time. No,
We slept there at the snapping line.
Oh.
you just literally left the snapping line.
Oh. And did we talk to this guy already? Oh, okay.
Nope. You're like, oh no,
Okay.
did we leave a bad impression?
We weren't
See.
very. We're not very polite.
No, not yet.
That's okay. They'll respect us.
Or else.
You stopped coloring all over my notebook.
Or I'll make my
Color
eyes
in
change color.
Okay. All right. So, anything else catches our eye? Any other ones?
There is one that suggests Well, it's a bit dire. It's a bit depressing. It's a father and a mother. It looks like they wrote it together. Like the father had a couple thoughts and the mother did too. As to the whereabouts of their missing son. There was a large footprint outside of his window. Definitely couldn't have been his or anyone in town. It had 4 toes. And it was a very strange one. The guards didn't believe anything of it. The Empire won't do anything about it. And they said that their 14-year-old son says that their 9-year-old son has been talking about dreams that he's been having. And that's
It's very detailed.
yeah. I mean, it's like if you've heard anything, if this is happening to you or your children, let us know. But anyway, that's the only other one that really stands out.
She's
The other
really
ones
going
are,
at it. Whatever.
she's making some colorful marks. She's really just focused. And
Okay.
But the city hasn't mentioned anything about wanting more help with the Sahogin.
not yet. No, they're probably still interrogating him.
I'm gonna smile every time I turn to those pages. It's really intense coloring. I'm impressed with like how well she's holding the pencil.
You have fun?
No.
She said, yeah.
Oh, I thought you said.
But she had like her mouth closed, so it was like,
She said no.
Comes out the same either way.
anyway,
She was just,
so
no way.
no, the council has not said anything.
Oh.
You have not gotten any summons or anything.
So should we go and figure out what this,
Let's take
Orc
the
wants-
orc job.
or should we figure out what's going on with the sun?
No, the something is, well, I mean, missing child.
With like a like rare creature.
Hey.
It
Well, let's
could-
do the orc thing
Could
first.
just be a guy with 4 toes.
with really big feet.
Yeah. It's like the 6-fingered man.
Okay, all right. Well,
With
still,
less.
that's okay. Well, we'll look into that afterwards. So, okay, I guess we go back into the snapping line. Oh, she's sitting on me.
Right.
And what's his name that we're looking for?
Verteg.
Verteg. All right, and
You there, green one.
honestly, guys, I am fading fast.
No, I think that's actually a great place
Okay.
to stop. Let's bring Mark into this so he can have
Yeah.
some good
I am
insight
tired,
into
and
this.
this girl needs to go to bed.
So you're gonna kind of get it too for this week and then the next because we did lose one. We may or may not do it next week live because we were planned it that way for a schedule, but we'll let you know. But as far as podcast goes, we're gonna try to get those out on Mondays, and we're gonna try to get the rest of those songs done this week. And yeah, that's about it. If you have any like questions or concerns or anything you want to know about the channel,
Concerns.
yeah, I mean, people genuinely have concerns. Like, why haven't you written my song yet? And write my song, please. So,
If you want to get to the front of the line, you can always join
you
our
can.
Patreon.
Yes.
So
I'm being caressed. So, I will see you all later, and may your rolls always be natural ones, just not natural ones. And farewell, ta-ta, and cheerio, goodbye.